going to practice cutting up a potato. So we have our knife station that's already been set up, and the first step is to peel our potato. And I'm going to peel that straight into my waste bowl that I have from setting up my knife station. And we are peeling our potatoes because we are going to use our potatoes for a couple of different applications, and they just look a little cleaner, smoother, they cut a little bit easier. So you're going to peel. You can peel away like I'm doing here, or you can peel towards yourself. It kind of depends on which peeler in the classroom you grab. I grabbed one that's one of our sharper ones, and so I prefer to peel away. Now you don't have to have every single bit of peel off because we're going to still be doing some knife cuts, okay? Once your potato is peeled, I like to just rinse it with some water so that it gets a little bit of that starch off. So the first step in cutting this potato, number one, hold your knife correctly. So you can see my index finger is on one side of the bolster and my thumb is on the other. My other hand is going to have my claw hold on it, okay? If you keep your fingers bent back, and you can use the side of your knuckles to guide your knife. Then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called square off my potato. And for that, I just cut a really small piece. You can see that's not very big. And that goes in what's called usable waste. But then that makes it so my potato sits nice and flat. I only have to do that on one side. So if I'm going to do small dices, I start and I keep my fingers curled back. I have my knife and I go over about 1/4 inch. These are called planks. I'm making planks here. So I just push straight down. I keep my fingers all the way curled back and I push straight down. I keep my fingers curled back. I push straight down. And then I'm going to get to this little end here and that little end. Again, those are usable waste. So I probably will get 4 or 5 planks out of each potato. Then when I'm ready to make it into a stick, I come over. Again, I'm doing a small dice here, so it's about 1/4 inch. And I make a stick. Come over about 1/4 inch and make another stick. Come over and make another stick. And you can see I keep my fingers back. Now these are all different lengths. And so if we were making the bâtonnet cut, it would be about 2 inches long, okay? All these little pieces, there's nothing wrong with them, but they're not our correct size. So we put them into our usable waste. So after you get your sticks made, then that's when you can start making your small dice. And you can see I'm doing this one stick at a time. This will take you a little while. This is obviously not how you would cut up potatoes if you were working in a restaurant and making mashed potatoes. These are what are called competition cuts. And they should all be pretty equal in size. I'm not overly thrilled with that first set that I did. So I'm gonna try that again. See if I can get that's my son's hand sneaking in there, stealing a potato. So this one looks pretty good. All my sides are the exact same size. And then to get the little cubes and that. You notice I am not stacking my potatoes up and just chop, 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 chop. That's not what we want. And you can see when you do that, you get potatoes that are all sorts of different sizes. And that's not what we want. We want perfect potatoes that are perfect little squares each time. So once you have your perfect little squares that you're going to keep, you put those into your bowl of the items that are your keep things. So in a nutshell, when you're doing your potatoes, you want to make sure you have the claw hold. Go slow, be very steady, take your time, and have fun learning a new skill.